Verizon's Fios One Sports presents the high school game of the week. Football, basketball, lacrosse, both boys and girls. Fios One is your place for high school sports. Fios One, the channel you'll leave on.
Verizon Fios One Sports presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight, Stuart Raiders visiting the Falls Church Jaguars. Welcome to the home of the Jaguars. Matt Fetters along with Paul Frommelt. Paul, it's the final week of the regular season, and that means only one thing. It's all about the bell.
Yeah, no playoff implications for this game, but Falls Church has won 9 out of the last 10 and 4 straight heading into this game. Let's take a look at some of the key players for Stuart. First, running back Chris Ventura had a bomb game against Edison, 110 yards and a touchdown, hit 191 yards and 2 touchdowns against Hayfield 2 weeks ago. Quarterback Jason Friday, 236 yards and a rushing TD against Edison last week. And Ricardo Bell, 4 catches for 63 yards against Edison, also had an 80-yard touchdown catch against Yorktown. For Falls Church, running back Marcus Hughes already has 1,500 yards on the year. He had 88 last week. Quarterback A.J. Cashup, 2 touchdowns against Hayfield, and he went to Christian Izubayo, 9 catches against the Hawks.
This is the 50th edition of the bell game here tonight. Lately, it's been all Falls Church. If Stuart's going to win this tonight, what do they have to do?
Well, Stuart has to break a couple streaks. First of all, they've lost 4 consecutive games after a 3-2 start. A win here would close out the season nicely. Also, crack that bell. They've lost 9 out of 10 to Falls Church, including the last 4. And let's lean on running back Ventura. He has 5 100-plus games this year.
Along with the bell, Falls Church is hoping to finish the season at 500, and they had a nice win already over Edison. What do they have to do to win here tonight?
Yeah, with no playoff hopes, getting to 500 is a big deal here. And a win over Stuart would give them 500 and 4-3 in the National District. Also keep that momentum. They're 3-1 their last 4 games, and they've won 4 straight against Stuart. And defend home turf. They're 3-1 this year at home, looking to make it 4-1.
Raiders, Jaguars, it's all about the bell. Who will win it, or who will ring it rather, in victory? Opening kickoff coming right up. You're watching Verizon Fios One Sports.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Just about ready to get this one underway. JEB Stuart Raiders and the Falls Church Jaguars for the 50th edition of the bell game.
Yeah, Stuart trying to break through. Falls Church has won 9 out of the last 10 and 4 consecutive. So these are 2 very evenly matched teams this year. So we'll see what happens. Stuart 3-6, Falls Church 4-5 on the year, both their last game of the season.
Little pooch kick by Mike Harris, taken by Jaguars, not yet. Corralled finally inside that 15-yard line where they'll set up shop for their first possession of the night, deep in their own territory.
Worked exactly how they planned it, just pooching it over there, not getting a big return, and the ball keeps on rolling inside the 20. Great job.
Well, we said they're playing for the bell tonight. From the USS JEB Stuart, there it is. It's been passed back and forth throughout the years. As we said, this is the 50th time it will be played for here tonight. Big game, you know, Army, Navy, Michigan, Ohio State, right there as far as these kids are concerned on that level.
Yeah, this one's for pride for sure. So many great rivalries in the northern region, and this is one of them right here.
So Falls Church will start the ball game with the first possession from their own 13-yard line. Straight ahead they go. Battles his way all the way up to the 20-yard line. Marcus Hughes gets the first carry of the night.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Marcus Hughes tonight. I mentioned in the opening, over 1,500 yards through 9 games. One of the leading rushers in the northern region. You're going to see quite a bit of him, as well as A.J. Cashup, the quarterback, number 8.
Make it 2nd and 3 after the Hughes carry. Nice 7-yard gain. Yusuf split way out to the left-hand side. Back to pass goes Kashnik. Got his man out there on the right side. He's got some room. He's got the first down. Up across the 25. They're going to mark it at about the 28.
Kevin Mulumba, number 23, with the reception. picking up the first down. So we've seen a nice running play. We've seen a nice passing play. So we've seen what Falls Church can do here early.
Call it 28-yard line of Falls Church. Another set of downs. Cashiep now on first down. Give to Hughes. Hughes up across the 30 to the 31.
It's a cold Friday night here in Northern Virginia.
First real cold Friday night we've had for high school football this year.
You can start to feel as the regular season ends and turns into the playoffs, things get colder and colder. Thought I was going to hold off, but this last Week 10 game it's a little freezing outside.
Hughes with a 3-yard gain, make it 2nd and 7 now for the Jaguars. Straight up the middle they go. Ferrafino, the ball carrier, got about another yard.
Omar El-Basir with the tackle for JEB Stuart.
Third and 6 now from the 32 of Falls Church. Couple receivers up to the right, one down here to the left for Cashiep. Cashiep got time, gets it rid, got a first down up across the 40-yard line to the 41.
A great job, number 3, with the reception there for Falls Church, Kristen Izubayo. Just great protection. That's how you start a good passing plays. Cashiep had plenty of time to find Izubayo for the nice first down.
Now from the 41 of Falls Church, another first down. Oh, penalty flags fly on this one before they get the ball away.
It's going to take Falls Church back about 5 yards here.
Looks like the official looks like he might have been counting players there for a second. No. I think he thought they might have had 12, but then after his count, he waves off the penalty.
Decided to double check and realized that Falls Church was in the right.
A host of receivers way down to the left-hand side, a formation you don't see a whole lot of. Cashiep throws down the right side, falls incomplete.
Yeah, Falls Church ranked 8th in Division 5 in the Northern Region for offense with 23 points per game. Stuart's right behind them, ranked 9th, 22.1. These teams are very evenly matched, as I mentioned. Just looking at the defensive rank of points allowed, Stuart is in 10th, Falls Church 12th.
Stuart allowing 26, Falls Church 29. Mulumba, the intended receiver on that last play after it falls incomplete, make it 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. 9:16 to play in our first quarter. First possession of the ball game. Fumble, quickly covers it up at the 40-yard line. They lose a yard on the play.
And that was all on Cashiep, a nicely snapped ball. He just fumbled, messed up the snap and had to jump on it, but a good heads-up play to get on the ball. Not trying to salvage the play, just get on the ball, don't get the turnover. And that could be cold hands, cold ball. It could be because of the weather.
Make it 3rd and about 12 now for the Jags. Cashiep's got time, then down goes Cashiep all the way back at the 30-yard line.
Big number 47, Mike Harris. Sophomore Mike Harris, 175-pound defensive end with a huge sack, forcing Falls Church to punt.
Drops him for a 9-yard loss.
Look at the replay here. Comes in right up the middle.
Nobody touched him,
Looks like it was a delayed blitz right there.
Yeah.
All the offensive linemen were caught up with their man, untouched. It's a dream for a defensive player.
So the Jags will have to kick it away on their first possession. Takes a Jaguar bounce, and they'll surround it and let it roll all the way down to about the 32-yard line, where the JEB Stuart Raiders will get their first crack at it tonight.
Good job by Stuart's defense. You know, their offense now is going to start the 33-yard line, so great job by Stuart. It looked like first initial couple of plays for Falls Church, they picked up 2 first downs, things are going well, and then a botched snap and the sack, and they have to punt it away, and now Stuart has a chance to show what they can do.
Stuart will start out at their own 33-yard line. 7:52 to play here in the first quarter. Jason Friday at quarterback, the senior for these JEB Stuart Raiders. One receiver way up to the left, one down to the right, single back behind him. Twisting, turning through all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
It's number 26, Chris Ventura, their leading running back. Mentioned the great game he had last week for Stuart, 110 yards and a touchdown against district frontrunner Edison. He had 191 against the other district frontrunner Hayfield.
Ventura picks up a couple, make it 2nd and 8 now from the 35 of Stuart. Friday comes out throwing. He's got his man on the left side. He's got enough for a first down. Off to the races. Hustled out of bounds at the midfield stripe.
Madi Ibrahim takes a shot when he got out of bounds, but nice job picking up the first down, showing some of the speed there. Nice pass by Friday out to the flat.
Gets Mehdi Ibrahim out there in the left flat. Mehdi's off to the races.
Hey, look at the speed there for Ibrahim. He does get a shot there, but gets right back up. That's what you got to do.
Picks up the first down right at the 50. Friday now on first down, gives straight ahead. This is Ventura behind that surging line. Pick up about 4 yards on the carry.
The quarterback Jason Friday, the 6'4" senior, 190 pounds. Haven't heard much from him this season. Last season he was hurt for the majority of the year, but when I talked to head coach Roy Ferry before the season started, he thought that in Friday he had one of the best quarterbacks in this district and the region. Friday's had a very solid year so far.
2nd and 6 now for the Raiders. Out of the shotgun. Ventura again with a carry, got the first down, still spinning. Gets it down inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it was a direct snap to Ventura. Looks like he's hurt. He's shaken up after Ventura. That nice run up the middle.
Chris getting up slow.
He's going to go ahead and turn on his back here. That's not something that Stuart wants to see.
Let's see if we can find the injury.
Breaks a it just takes a shot. He tries to get up right there and decides.
He's got the wind knocked out of him.
Could be, because he definitely took a shot to the midsection at the end of that run.
Does result in a first down, though, down to the 34-yard line of Falls Church.
Yeah, certainly a nice run by Ventura right up the middle. Hardly touched until he reached about 10 yards, then broke a tackle, and then finally taken down. See Cash up there working on handling the snap, and Ventura is up.
Always good. He'll have to sit out at least a play.
It must have been just knocked the wind out of him there. Walking out under his own volition, so that's good to see.
So a new set of downs for the Raiders with 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Nobody scored yet. Friday looking to throw. Got pressure, dropped for a 2-yard loss.
Number 65 on Falls Church, Kyle Rutke.
Also Matt Renn coming in for Falls Church.
Friday looked like he saw a little bit of open room there, but quickly swallowed up by the Falls Church defense led by Rutke.
They lose 3, and there's a flag down. Take another look.
Nice job in pursuit of the quarterback. But talking to Falls Church, looks like they're going to get the penalty declined.
Yep. So they wave it off, make it 2nd and 13 now for the Raiders.
They already lost 3, lose 5 and get their down back. It's a smart call there to just decline the penalty.
From the 47, pitch to the left side.
It's Chris Kirby. Gets about 1, and that's it. And again, nice smothering defense by Falls Church.
Pick up a couple, make it 3rd and about 11 now for Raiders. Inside 5 minutes to play in the first.
Their first offensive drive is kind of mirroring Falls Church first offensive possession. Get things going early and then stalling around midfield.
Except JEB Stuart, they've gotten into Falls Church
territory.
territory.
Are in the 35, so
yeah,
take that
Jaguars
back.
weren't as prolific. Friday spins loose, gets the ball away. He's got his receiver enough for a first down, but there is a penalty flag down on the play.
A great job by Friday getting the ball out to Ibrahim, but it is holding. Getting the ball back 10 yards instead of the first down. You're looking at 3rd and long on the replay here. Hard to see on the replay. Clearly the ref saw something that we can't see up here in the booth.
Mehdi Ibrahim on the catch. Nice pull it in, but all for naught as the Raiders will go backwards.
Now they are close to midfield.
Yep. All the way back to the 45-yard line of Falls Church.
They call holding penalties drive killers, and you can see why. They're looking at almost inside the red zone. Now they're taken back all the way to the 45-yard line. That's a swing of 25 yards right there. After Friday did a nice job of breaking loose and finding the open man, Ibrahim.
3rd and about 21 now for JEB Stuart. Friday on 3rd and a whole lot.
He's got some room.
He does. He's got the corner. Finally cracked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line of Falls Church. Still well short of that first down.
That was a nice 10-yard pickup, but they were looking for about 20 yards. So he did have some room, but just not enough.
Made up of the penalty yardage, but still about 10 yards short.
Interested on this punt here at the 29-yard line, because if for some reason the ball gets into the end zone, that's only a net 9-yard punt right there. So you got to be careful here not to kick it too hard.
Mike Harris in to kick the ball away.
That's a nice job by Harris.
High, nice. Yeah, it'll come out of bounds if they get to it. Don't let it go into that end zone.
That's
and
just a
they
nice
do.
job.
Yep, all the way down at the 1-yard line. Nice coverage by the Raiders.
Beautiful punt, perfectly exactly where it needed to be, and nice coverage, getting it down at the 1 or 2 yard line. I was worried there for a second, but a great job, great execution there by JEB Stuart. You can see the replay here. Look at him get back. It starts rolling a little fast.
Whoa!
Hey, wait a minute. That cold ground isn't swallowing the ball up. But yeah, right at the 1-yard line, a great job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stuart Raiders right there.
It's like they mark it right at the 2-yard line of JEB Stuart. Another look.
He's got 6 Raiders. It's a big play here for Falls Church, getting the ball back and deep in their own territory. Look at that hole.
Come out running. There he goes. Marcus Hughes all the way up across the 20, close to the 25.
Hughes had a hole he could drive a Mack truck through at the line of scrimmage. Just fantastic job. You know how scary those plays can be, as you can see the replay here. Look at how big that hole was. Doesn't get touched until he's 6 yards out. But just like that, it was, 1-yard line. Didn't feel like you had much breathing room, and now you have plenty of breathing room in a brand new set of downs.
Set of downs at the 24-yard line. 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Jaguars want to be the first ones on the scoreboard. Cashiap rolling right. Got to get rid of it, and he does. Almost picked off. Falls incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chris Ventura. That could have been a pick 6.
You see Cashiap pressured there by number 47 from Stuart, Mike Harris. Yeah, it was very nearly picked off.
Ventura was off to the races if he could have held on.
And that started with the pressure, making Cashiap, making him roll out to the right, making him hurry his throw.
AJ did a good job of standing in that pocket, though, and facing the pressure. Now on 2nd and 10. Hughes bangs his way across the left side, close to that 30-yard line.
Marcus Hughes showing a little bit of his power right there, trucking a Stuart defender, would-be tackler, if you will, picking up 4, and that's a nice, safe way to do it. Just give the ball to Hughes. You can see there on the replay. A steady dose of Hughes. He hasn't had a play of less than a couple of, 4 yards. That seems like one of his least prolific plays this game so far.
So 3rd and 6. And JEB Stuart Raiders call a timeout, so they stop the clock with 2:14 to play in our first quarter.
So again, Falls Church is moving the ball, looking good. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going, because they have a long way to go. They need a 99-yard drive here to get into the end zone.
As we said, neither one of these teams looks like they're going to make the playoffs this year. And, throughout Northern Virginia, there are a lot of trophy games played by all the different high schools. But as we said, this one playing for the Bell, really is a classic trophy game here in Northern Virginia.
Oh, 50 years, that just shows the history. And plus Falls Church, this is more than just beating Stuart. This is getting back to 500. My senior year when I played in football in high school, we were 4-5 coming into the last game of the year, and I cannot tell you how much it meant to get that 5th win, to get to 500. It's a thing about, it's pride. It's saying I'm not on a losing team.
And so, did you?
Yeah, we did. We most definitely did. We beat Marshall to end 5-5.
Kashyap just gets it away. Couldn't hold on. Falls incomplete.
60 of
had a wide open.
23.
Yep.
Kevin Mulumba.
So the Jags will have to punt the ball away again like they did in their first possession.
That was definitely a first down and possibly more for the Jags. But again, I think it's just the weather, how cold it is. The hands are cold. The ball is harder. I think that's a problem we've seen twice now.
Ventura back to receive the punt from Sabero. Ventura's going to let it bounce, and it'll be covered up by the Falls Church Jaguars, and the Raiders will start over again at the 41-yard line of JEB Stuart.
So improve their field position by about 10 yards from their first offensive possession. Again, good field position. Only, Falls Church is looking at 99 yards of field, and JEB Stuart on their second drive is only looking at about 59.
Right. Stuart started their first possession from their own 33, this time from their own 41. Jason Friday up to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out to his left, as you see, one way down to the right. Inside 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Comes out throwing, does Friday, going down that right side. He's got a man, out of bounds, falls incomplete.
Looking at number 7, Javante Robinson was Friday. Robinson was there, but the ball sailing out of bounds.
Now make it 2nd and 10, still at the Stuart 41-yard line.
Good to see Stuart making a stab there at a big play. I like to see that early from a team. What do you have to lose here?
Right, take a shot.
Last game of the year, both teams know this is their last game. Let's have some fun.
Friday on 2nd and 10, they keep the ball on the ground. Ventura straight ahead and fumble.
Yeah, Falls Church is going to get it.
Yep, Falls Church football. First turnover of the night goes the way of the Falls Church Jaguars.
Let's see if Falls Church can turn that into some points here. If we look at the replay, I don't see when the ball comes out of Ventura's hands.
Right there,
Stripped by number 50. Number 54, Falls Church. Looking at the roster here. Big play.
Ali Salimi.
Yeah. Junior defensive lineman, 6'2", 218 pounds, making a big play for Falls Church, and now there's some good field position here.
Yep, A.J. Kashyap and company right back out in the first time tonight in Stuart territory. From the 44, Hughes picks up a handful.
Yeah, that's been working all night. Just give the ball to Hughes. That big offensive line is doing their job, and they're picking up chunks of yardage. Nice 5-yard gain on first down. You love to see that because it opens up your playbook now.
When they don't waste any time, they get right back up there to the line of scrimmage. Again, Hughes
Oh, breaks off.
There he goes.
Out to the races.
They can't get him. Touchdown, Falls Church Jaguars.
Just like that, 2 plays, turning that turnover into 6 points. Marcus Hughes breaks the initial tackle. Looks like he stopped after a modest gain. Bounces out to the far sideline, then it's off to the races. 6 points for Falls Church.
39-yard touchdown run. 2 plays is all it took to Falls Church Jaguars to get in the end zone. Take another look. Marcus Hughes bounces out to the right side, and he's gone.
And when he has some green, you can see the speed of Marcus Hughes. The reason why he has over 1,500 yards.
Mauricio Sabero up with the point after, and it is good. So with 1:03 to play in the first quarter, Falls Church gets on the board, and they lead 7-zip.
Marcus Hughes with 88 yards last week, and that's a modest pickup for Marcus Hughes last week. Already with a nice chunk of yardage. It has to be over a halfway point to 88, around 50 yards so far in this game. Great job by Marcus Hughes. 39 yards right there on the touchdown run. 7-0 Falls Church.
See what the Falls Church Jaguars have on their on the shoulders of their jerseys there? Looks like a little bell to me. Little bell with an FC in it there.
You think this game doesn't mean a lot to these teams?
Letting them know that they've owned that bell over the last 10 years or so.
9 of the last 10, 4 straight for Falls Church, and now they have a 7-0 lead in this one. It's also key to note as well. We mentioned getting to 500 for Falls Church. It would also give them an above 500 record in the national district. Right now they're 3-3 in the national. To get above the 500, get 4-3.
Great way to end the season.
Yeah, I got to think you end that on a positive swing. And they're 3-1 in their last 4 games as well. So ending that season with positive momentum, that really helps when you go on to next year. The juniors coming back, they know how to be successful for an extended period of time in a season. That helps quite a bit.
Martin Lopez's kickoff taken at the 35. Battles his way up across the 40 to about the 45.
So good field position again for Stuart, but that turnover was so costly the last time. Let's see what they can do. Let's see how Ventura bounces back.
Looking to spot the ball right at the 45-yard line of Stuart. Now trailing 7-0 with 55 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Nice shot there of head coach Anthony Parker for Falls Church.
Coach Parker in his 8th year of leading the Falls Church Jaguars. Friday now, again, out of this shotgun formation. Friday will keep it. Almost dropped in the backfield. Still scrambling. Look at him go. He's going to get a nice handful of yards. About a 5-yard pickup all the way to the midfield stripe.
Ran about 67 yards to get those 5 yards. But a great individual effort there by the quarterback for JEB Stuart.
Friday with a nice fake to Ventura, and then he just took it off to the left side, battling his way through the defenders.
They got to get that ball in Ventura's hands quickly because you can't let that fumble keep on marinating in his head. Give him the ball, have him have a successful run here. Get that out of his head, out of his brain.
Friday with Ventura right on his hip. Now 2nd and 5 for the Raiders. Flicks it out to the right side. He's got his man. He's got enough for a first down. Ricardo Bell on the reception.
First time we're hearing Bell's name in this game. He had 4 catches for 63 yards last week. And again, 3 weeks ago, he had an 80-yard touchdown pass from Friday to Bell against Yorktown. Big playability with senior tight end.
Yep, Bell sets up the Raiders 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line of Falls Church. Time for a couple more plays here in the first quarter. Ventura looking for some room, wrapped up and dropped, no gain, just got back to the line of scrimmage.
As this first quarter comes to end, what I've been impressed with so much is this Falls Church defense, their swarming ability. You get one man to stop the running back, slow the running back down, you'll have your defense behind you. You have 6 gray jerseys behind you.
And the first quarter does come to an end with Falls Church leading 7-zip. The winner gets to ring the bell tonight. You're watching Verizon Fios One Sports.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people, and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
7-point lead as we put a fresh 12 minutes on the clock and start the second quarter of action.
JEB Stuart, down by 7 points, but driving here.
2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line of Falls Church. Friday. He's got his receiver. He's got some room, and he's got 6 points. Touchdown, JEB Stuart Raiders.
Chris Kirby on the reception, just like that. JEB Stuart responds, but there was no one around Kirby after Friday gave him the ball. Just a clear path to the end zone. Nice job by JEB Stuart. You can see the replay here. It's a nice pass to Kirby, and then Kirby's off to the races. Has one man to beat. No green jerseys in the frame. Number 27, Chris Kirby with the touchdown.
Friday to Kirby, 41-yard touchdown strike.
Sophomore running back. It's a great job by Stuart to respond here. Turnover, and then down by 7, come right back. A nice offensive drive, pending this extra point.
Mike Harris on for the point after for the Raiders. Kick is up, and it is good.
And just like that, you tie it up.
So with 11:50 to play in the second quarter, we are tied at 7 apiece.
Just looking at the offensive ranks for both of these teams heading into this game, provided by my colleague Phil Murphy, just looking at it, I said this is going to be a great game. This is going to be an interesting game. I mentioned their offensive rank. Stuart has averaging 22.1 points per game. Falls Church 23. Defensive, Stuart is allowing 25.9 points per game. Falls Church 29.6. 29.6. So they're so close. They're so similar together. Even though Falls Church has won 9 out of the last 10 this year, and that's all that matters. These teams are very, very similar.
Falls Church coaching staff shaking their head over that one. It was a 4-play drive. It started at the Stuart 45, resulting in a 41-yard strike. Friday to Kirby, and we're tied at 7.
Averaging well over 10 yards per down on that possession. Just a great job by JEB Stuart.
So the Jaguars score, and right back come the Raiders. They answer in the very next possession. Harris with a short kick taken at the 40-yard line. Advances the ball up shy of the 45.
Neither team sending the ball deep there. I guess some respect there for the kick returners, because neither team is really booting the ball. They're opting for the pooch kick or a squib kick to either sideline.
They're going to spot it. Looks like just about to the 45-yard line of Falls Church.
It seems like besides Falls Church is starting at the 1 that time, it seems like both teams are starting right around midfield.
Yeah.
Short fields for both teams here.
Cash out out of the shotgun. Marcus Hughes right there on his right hip. On first down, Hughes gets the call, spins his way across the 45, still on his feet all the way up to the 50-yard line. Nice 6-yard gain by Marcus Hughes.
If you're going to tackle Marcus Hughes, you have to wrap him up, because he can take a shot and stay on his feet. The balance I've seen from Marcus Hughes in this game so far, you need to wrap him up, get him onto the ground to know he's down, because laying a big hit on him is not going to work. He'll keep his feet going.
Make it 2nd and 4 now for the Jaguars. 11:14 to play in the first half. Hughes again, left side, all the way down to the 40-yard line, enough for a first down.
Marcus Hughes again. If I'm the Falls Church head coach, if I'm head coach Anthony Parker, I say just give it to Hughes all the time. Hand off to Hughes. Hand off to Hughes. Don't worry about passing to keep the defense honest. Just give it to Hughes. First down, second down, first down, second down, because he's doing a great job so far.
First and 10 now from the Stuart 39-yard line. Cashier back to throw on first down. Here comes the pressure, little screen. Ceballo off to the races, left side. He's got a block. Can he get all the way down? No, he gets all the way to the 14-yard line. Another first down into the red zone for the Falls Church Jaguars.
Chris Ceballo, a great job. You get some of these talented players into the open field, they can make something happen. It looked like there might have been, the ball might have hit the turf there, but Falls Church recovers nonetheless. Just give Ceballo the ball and let him right up the middle, showing off his speed, making players miss. The ball, yeah, the ball does hit the ground. It rolls about 10 yards.
So at the 12-yard line now of Stuart. Rolling towards 10 minutes left in this first half. There's Ceballo again in motion. Hughes gets the call, right side, battles his way inside the 5 to the 4. Hughes just put his head down and turned into a battering ram.
You're gonna try to tackle me. Well, you're gonna feel that tackle, and nicely Stewart went for the knees and flipped over. Pretty play.
Cashier gets the Jaguars right up to the line of scrimmage. Hughes again, touchdown, Falls Church.
Both teams playing a little bit of tit for tat now. Falls Church coming right back after Stuart responds, and that play, that whole drive belongs to Marcus Hughes. Good to see him pick up the touchdown for his efforts. A great job by Hughes.
Hughes with his second touchdown run of the night. First a 39-yarder, now a 4-yarder. And the extra point attempt is no good, so it'll stand a 13-7 lead for Falls Church with 9:31 to play in the first half.
That could be huge there, missing the extra point. It's only up a 6-point lead there. And beautiful shot there of Hughes' second touchdown run of the night. Boy, the running backs in this national district, you're watching Ventura, watching Hughes, the entire Edison, Hakefield, just a ton of great running backs in this district.
The cheerleaders are hoping Marcus Hughes doesn't score a whole lot more, as they have to do a push-up for every point on the scoreboard. They'll keep them warm.
Yeah, someone's pulling out their phone and texting Hughes, say, just calm it down a little bit. maybe you're done. Maybe you're done until halftime.
Just score as needed.
Yeah,
score as needed.
Exactly. You have the lead. Just come on. I have a feeling Hughes is in for a big night already with 2 touchdowns. 9 minutes remaining in the first half.
Stuart was able to answer after the first Falls Church touchdown, so we'll see what happens here on this next possession.
Well, I have a feeling they're going to answer again. I have a feeling both teams are going to score on every single offensive possession now.
When will it end?
Exactly. They're doing a great job. Mentioned right after Hughes' touchdown, a tit for tat. After Falls Church started the scoring, they opened up the floodgates, and now both teams have come right back and scored. But that missed extra point is going to be key.
Another short kick, which has been the SOP here tonight. Almost scooped up by Falls Church, but knocked out of bounds, and the Raiders will have the football.
And this isn't like a punt. You got to get on that ball because the Falls Church can recover it. If it goes 10 yards, it's fair game.
Gonna mark it at the 21-yard line of Stuart. Take another look, almost there.
On the replay, number 12, David Rarani almost picks it up.
First and 10 from the 21 of Stuart.
Let's see what Friday and company can do here to respond.
Jason Friday up over center. Couple receivers out to his left, one to the right. He'll look to the right. Got his receiver, and he's got enough for a first down up across the 35.
Mahdi Ibrahim again, he's looking for a big play. Mahdi Ibrahim, the junior running back, has already had a couple of nice connections.
all the way up to the 38-yard line. $9:23 here to play in our first half. Stuart trying to answer right back. Friday on 1st and 10. Keep it on the ground.
A nice job by Ventura there, right up the middle. 5-yard pickup is always nice to get on first down, because now you have more plays to work with because you have only 5 yards. Why don't you can go to the air on second, and on third pick up those extra 5. Really opens up the playbook when you get a nice chunk of yardage on first down. You see 2 wide receivers split out to the left here.
2nd and 5 now for the Raiders. Friday looks left, gets the ball away. He's got his receiver, and it's going to be close to that first down.
A nice catch by number 7, Javante Robinson for Stewart. On his second effort, it looked like he might have got it. They're going to go ahead and probably measure here.
Right there at the Stewart 48-yard line. Nice 4-yard pickup. No, they're not going to measure. They're just going to say that he's short. So 3rd and inches for the Raiders. Clock rolling along, approaching the 8-minute mark here, remaining in the first half. Friday on 3rd and short. Friday was with it, keep right side. He's got a whole lot more. Deep into Falls Church territory. Finally hustled out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
Nice bit of blocking there by Ibrahim on the right-hand side, freeing Friday to pick up a nice gain. Always key to those wide receivers. Blocking is important. Sometimes you don't notice it. You'll notice it right here as Friday's rushing to the right-hand side. Look at Ibrahim downfield. Yep. Nice job.
Very nice job.
Although number 12 for Falls Church, the man he was blocking, David Rabarni, does end up making the tackle on the play, but not before a nice game by Friday.
New set of downs now at the Falls Church 34-yard line. Back to Ventura, straight ahead. Got some room on that right side. Finally taken down at about the 15, just inside the 15.
I thought he was gone there after he broke through the line of scrimmage. Nice job in pursuit by Falls Church to save a touchdown, but when you get Ventura in the open field, I just automatically assumed he was gone.
21-yard gain on the carry, all the way down to the Falls Church 13-yard line.
Just like I said, Stewart's coming right back here. Both these teams are not going to stop. Hold all the stops. It's the last game of the year, guys. Let's keep it going.
One receiver way out to the left-hand side for Friday. One over to the right. Ventura got some room up that middle, cracks it down inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line.
Ventura would just, you could say 2 mistakes, almost had that interception early on,
yep,
and then the fumble, but he's had a solid game as well for Stewart. Seems like just like his counterpart on Falls Church, he's picking up 5-6 yards on every carry. It's also credit to both the offensive lines for these teams.
Picks up 6 on that carry, make it 2nd and 4 now for the Raiders. Friday with the keeper, straight ahead, touchdown, JEB Stuart Raiders.
So JEB Stuart ties it up right here and could take their first lead of the game if they convert this extra point. Jason Friday had a rushing touchdown last week, picks one up this week.
Does a good job of covering up, protecting that football as he takes it into the end zone.
This is key right here, picking up this extra point, take a 1-point lead.
Mike Harris can put the Raiders up by 1 with 6:34 to play in the first half. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 6:34 to play in the second, a 1-point lead for the Stuart Raiders.
4 consecutive offensive possessions, 4 consecutive touchdowns. Once Falls Church started that scoring, it has not stopped. And when Roy Ferry, head coach Roy Ferry for JEB Stuart, told me early in the preseason, before play had even started, that he thought Jason Friday was one of the best quarterbacks in the northern region. He said he was the best quarterback in the national district. I kind of thought about it. I said, haven't heard of this kid's name before, but that's because he was injured during his entire junior year, and you still haven't heard much of him this year. There's a lot of big-name quarterbacks, especially in this district, a lot of big-name players in the national district. But Friday's showing me something today. We've almost seen a half of action, and he is definitely a solid quarterback.
Doesn't help when you're going to finish the season below 500 out of the playoffs. Kind of flying under the radar.
But putting together a nice season with a win, they could be 4-6.
Yep.
So that's still positive coming out of this year, something to build on. Getting a win in a rivalry game, a game that's all about pride, you can build on that for next year.
Marcus Hughes awaits the Harris kick. Both teams doing a great job of keeping these kickoffs away from the deep men. Harris keeps it low. Still on his feet up across the 35 to about the 36.
36-yard line.
I'm still surprised at how both teams aren't going for kicking it off. They're going to either sideline. I don't know why, because now both teams are getting such good field position. Right. Do they have such home run threats back there that they don't want to kick it off?
Yes.
Or do they not have the legs to take it all the way back there? I'm concerned. Not really concerned, but just kind of perplexed because such a good field position both teams are getting.
Kashyap up out of the shotgun. A trio of receivers off to the right side on 1st and 10. A little bit of pressure, flips it out. It's got his man, got a block. Off to the races, up across the 45. Looks like a first down for Falls Church. Sammy Youssef with a nice catch. Let's go down to the sideline to Monika Moore.
I'm standing here with Kathy Benner, the principal of Falls Church High School. And Principal Benner, I understand you guys have started a new who come to school on time and get to their classes on time.
That's right. This year, the teachers came up with the idea of a HERE program. HERE stands for Here Every Day, Ready in Every Way. And what we're trying to do is to positively reinforce kids being in school on time and coming ready with their A game. And so what we're doing is 8 times this year, we're going to have parties for these kids. We've already had one. We had it first period a couple of weeks ago. The kids got to get out of class the entire first period, come downstairs. We had lots of food for them, hula hoops, lots of games, music, karaoke. We had piñatas, and they got to play ping pong and soccer and basketball, and it was a really big deal for them. The idea, the premise behind it is that because they have given us time to teach and do our job, we're giving them time to be together. And the kids received it really, really well. So they're really excited about the next one. They don't know what period we're going to reward, and that's part of our idea.
And how many students were rewarded this time?
I think there was like over 160, maybe 170 actually. So we're really excited.
Well, it sounds like a great program.
Thanks, Monica. Principal Benner talking about the students bringing their A games. Well, this Raiders defense is bringing its A game here on this possession for Falls Church, bringing it up 3rd and long here, about 3rd and 7 for the Jaguars.
Yeah, stopping 2 consecutive runs by Marcus Hughes. Only combined about 4 yards in those 2 runs.
Over the middle, has got enough for a first down. Look out, looks like another 6 points for Falls Church. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Chris Icebayo again. Big playability. We just mentioned, hey, JEB Stuart stopped Marcus Hughes 2 plays in a row. Well, they can go to the air as well. A.J. Kashyap finding Chris Icebayo with a great connection there and 6 more points. These teams have not stopped scoring.
48-yard touchdown, Kashyap to Icebayo. Look at this, made one man miss, and he got blocks downfield. 6 points.
Well, that was just a perfect throw by Kashyap, perfect touch. I'm surprised when they're not going for 2 here.
Well, Sabero on for the point after. He's got it up, and he's got it through. So keeps it a one touchdown game, as we say. 4:25 to play in the first half. 20-14, Falls Church.
Yeah, I'm surprised why they didn't go for 2 and make it a 7-point game. Now it's still only a 6-point game.
Yeah, keep it close while you can. Maybe you'll be able to stop them, and you won't have to go for that too.
That's probably what they're thinking. But neither defense is able to stop. That's 5 consecutive offensive possessions with a touchdown for both teams. Falls Church started the scoring, and Both teams have not stopped.
And the push-ups continue.
Extremely fun first half so far, and the cheerleaders said, I thought we had a deal. They're saying, no, you had a deal with Marcus.
You're right.
You didn't have a deal with Casham. AJ's like, no, I'm not in on this.
Very good. Well, these teams have been answering the call. Let's see if the Raiders can do it again.
We've seen 5 touchdowns here. It's still 4 minutes in this first half. You can see why this rivalry is so good. 50 years of this. Both teams, it's all about pride here. Again, no playoff implications. Both teams, this is their last game of the year. They're playing like it right now.
Martin Lopez tees it up for the kick. Luke gets a little more leg into it this time. This one will bounce down inside the 20. They got to get on top of it. And they just do cover it up. They dodge the bullet on that kick.
Somebody on the JEB Stuart sidelines has to remind his team that that is a ball that Falls Church can recover.
Right through his legs.
But it still seems like they're not going after it. They're waiting for it to bounce into a nice. No, get on that ball because Falls Church can pick that up, and they would have started on the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
That's the second consecutive time.
I'd say E9 error on the right fielder there as that ball went right through the return man's legs. So they'll set up shop at their own 15-yard line with 4:25 to play in the first half, trailing by 6.
Right through the 5-hole.
There you go. That was maybe more appropriate. Friday with time, flips it over the middle, has got his man up to the 20-yard line. Nice 5-yard gain.
I don't
Look
understand
at
this.
Yeah. He's into the end zone.
What is going on? It's a touchdown. He flips it to number 50 on Falls Church, Ali Salimi. I don't understand that play at all.
Holy mackerel, the change of events, and Falls Church gets another 6 on the scoreboard.
Stuart was acting like there was 1 second remaining in the fourth quarter and they were down by 6. You have a nice 5-yard pickup. Why are you flipping it back to your quarterback? And then your quarterback, while you're flipping it out to avoid a safety, there's 6 points right there. I'm just confused with that play. Everything that happened on that play, I'm confused with.
Ali Salimi was the man on the spot with the 6 points. Sabero now back on for the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:11 to play in the first half, 27-14 Jaguars. And see, didn't have to go for the 2 points.
Here it is again.
Yeah, take
Friday,
another look.
Passing it out, a nice, modest pickup. You have forward progression. You are not going to be end down there. Why do you throw it back to your quarterback?
And
Friday
takes it.
Runs into the end zone.
Now, what happens with Friday tries to throw it out of the end zone so it doesn't become a safety.
And it turns into 6.
Turns into
and
6.
He's not even looking. There is not a white jersey around him, so why toss it out? He just blindly tossed. I don't understand this at all.
Yeah, jump ball. And this isn't much better either.
Salimi's just walking, watching. He's about to put his hands above his head to signal a safety,
right,
and the ball comes into his chest, and Salimi wisely picks it up.
And his palms never join, and it turns into a touchdown signal instead.
That's a huge, huge turn in the game because the Stuart offense was moving just as well as the Falls Church was.
4:11 to play in the first half. Wow, now everybody's going to have to catch their breath, and the Stuart Raiders will get the ball right back.
Yeah, I'm still shocked by what we just witnessed.
So I guess you'd call that a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
So right now, Falls Church coming back, and again, get on the ball.
Still bouncing around, finally covered up. And you got to think the Stuart coaching staff are just shaking their heads here, wondering what's going on.
Again, 3rd consecutive kickoff where things get a little close there. Stewart's just got to get on the ball here. They were winning by a point, 14-13, before all this started happening, and a lot of mental errors.
Well, it does keep our streak of consecutive touchdowns scored,
Still,
right?
Yeah. Every time a team touches the ball, at least one team scores.
Right.
But now Stuart has it again. And again, Stuart's offense has been moving the ball down the field, so they're not out of this game. They're just in a little bit of a hole here.
Friday on 1st and 10 from the 30. Ventura straight ahead. Tries to bounce it out to the right. Wrapped up, no gain.
You take away 2 turnovers for JEB Stuart, and this game is tied. Falls Church turning 2 turnovers into 14 points.
And the Raiders say, okay, let's take a timeout here with 3:51 to play in the first half. Take a second, catch our breath, and let us take one more look at this freakish touchdown.
Again, a nice, modest 5-yard gain here, maybe more. You're right at the 20. You're right at the 20. That's where the ball's coming back. Why do you flip it back?
Yeah, Ricardo Bell just throws it up. Luckily, Friday was there then. And then Friday tries to get it out of that end zone. I don't know what he was thinking either.
Yeah, I think he was so surprised the ball's coming back his way, but you don't run into the end zone and then, okay, so you're going to take a safety. That's something, but then you just throw the ball. You can't see. There was no white jerseys around him, so there's no white jerseys to look at. It's a strange play for sure. Then you call a timeout and just smack everybody on the helmet, saying, guys, you have to think here. Because they're still in this game. Again, their offense is still moving. Their defense was playing pretty well. And besides that big play on Falls Church's touchdown, their last offensive touchdown, their defense is playing well, stopping Marcus Hughes for 2 consecutive plays for only a modest gain. So it looks like they had some momentum and it completely taken out the wind taken out of their sails.
So now after a little discussion with their coaching staff, now 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line of Stuart. Friday looking.
Plenty of time.
Yep. Down over the middle. He's got his receiver. Makes a man miss. He's off to the races down that left-hand side. Oof. Inside the 30 to the 25.
He's got to beat one man, and he's into the end zone. A nice job. Number 6 for Stuart.
Mehdi Ibrahim again. Nice play all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Plenty of time for Friday, and you give a quarterback that much time, he's going to find the open receiver, and Ibrahim was open there. Making men miss. Nice yards after the catch. And like I said, this JEB Stuart offense can move.
And this time forward. 3:23 to play in the first half. Friday with 2 out to his left, 1 way up to his right. Ventura, the lone running back. On 1st and 10, Ventura straight ahead, wrapped up though. Flags down on the play. Nice job coming up to make the stop. Ali Salimi, the man who was on the spot for the touchdown.
Yeah, not sure what the flag is. The ref was kind of far back for it to be holding at the line of scrimmage. It was in the defensive backfield. But it looks like it's going to be against JEB Stuart. Just looking at how Falls Church is acting on the field and the way that JEB Stuart is trying to walk backwards.
Yep, and they're discussing it with the Jaguar captain.
You got to accept this penalty.
Sure enough, is holding against the Raiders.
Take them back 10 yards here.
Back to the 33-yard line of Falls Church.
3 minutes remaining in this first half, which was at one point an extremely close game. Now a 2-score game in favor of Falls Church.
First in a bunch now for the Raiders. Friday. Got time, gets it away, falls incomplete. Tough to throw on the run, couldn't quite connect.
Looking for Ibrahim. Going to get a 2nd down and 20 for JEB Stuart. Looking to get some points on the board here before the first half ends.
Inside 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Friday now back up out of that shotgun formation. Ventura on his right hip. The wraparound give to Ventura, trying to get it going up to about the 30-yard line. A nice gain, but still well short of that first down.
Yeah, I didn't know when the handoff happened there. It looked like Friday was going to keep it, but gets the ball to Ventura. Only about 5 yards, and now they're going to have to go to the air here. Going to have to trust their quarterback to pick up 15. You can see in the replay here. Yeah, you can see on the replay, Ventura didn't move at all, just waiting for Friday to come around. Tried a little bit of trickeration there, but only 5 yards.
Now 3rd and a bunch for Friday and company. Going deep down the right side, got a receiver, falls incomplete. They take a shot on 3rd and long.
Nice pass coverage by David Rurani again.
So that'll bring up 4th down for the Raiders from the Falls Church 29-yard line.
I say take another shot.
Really, in the way the kickoff field possession has been, this is like the deepest back Falls Church has been all night.
I mean, you just take one more shot to it doesn't have to be to the end zone, but that was a couple inches away from 6 points. So why not try it again?
So too far out for a field goal, too close in for a punt, and the Raiders will go for it on 4th down. Friday, lots of time. Dances his way to the right, gets rid of it, falls incomplete. Falls Church will take over at their own 29-yard line.
Just got a little excited. He saw his open man there and air-mailed it. Falls Church, the first time we haven't seen a score.
Exactly.
I feel gypped. Already
So Raiders,
41 points in this game.
Break our scoring streak.
Falls Church has a minute 43 remaining here to drive down the field. Again, pretty good field position, but compared to their other field position, 30-yard line.
Right.
Usually used to starting around midfield.
Yeah, last possession they started at their own 36. Now they'll set it up at their own 29. Cash up again out of the shotgun.
Gonna go deep.
Yep, going deep down the left-hand side.
Man
Got
open.
his main receiver all the way down to about the 30-yard line.
Chris Izubayo again. Having a monster game as Chris making huge plays. And Falls Church is driving now.
He did a great job of just running under it, catching it off of his hip, and then still advancing the ball another 10, 15 yards before he's tackled at the 30.
40-yard play on 1st down. Falls Church looking to have a huge advantage heading into the half.
Timeout on the field with 1:33 to play in our first half.
It's already a 2-possession game, looking to make it 3. Falls Church leading by 13 points. Anything on the board helps for Falls Church here.
Marcus Hughes on the bench, sitting out this possession for Falls Church. Not a good sign. Has that helmet off.
Maybe he's just getting a breather. He already has 2 touchdowns on the game. But yeah, you probably would want your stud in.
So up come the Jaguars, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line of Stuart. Kashyap out of the shotgun. Little wraparound handoff, got some room on that right side.
There is Hughes right there, back in.
Cracks it down to that 36-yard line.
Yeah, 5 yards right there. Do need to worry about the clock a little bit. Just over a minute left here.
I think it's 2nd and 6 now for the Jaguars. Again, a trio of receivers off to the left-hand side for Kashyap. One down to the right. Little short, got his man Izubayo down inside the 20.
There's a 1st down, but you got to hurry here. 53 seconds right now. Clock still moving. I'm going to go ahead and call the timeout. So now they're in the red zone. Falls Church looking to put some more points on the board.
Enough for a first down. Now at the Stuart 19-yard line. That stops the clock momentarily while they reset the sticks.
Yeah, there was no timeout. It was just resetting the chains.
Cash up with time. Over the middle. Touchdown. Falls Church Jaguars.
Number 20.
Yep, they do make it. It looks like they're going to wave it off for a second, but it's good. Almacar Ferrafino with the catch.
Looks like the penalty is a late hit afterwards. Looked like Ferrafino was already down in the end zone, and it looked like could have been a late hit on Ferrafino. Nonetheless, it's 6 points on the board. Personal foul. It's exactly what it was. Gonna go ahead and mark that off on the kickoff. Just perfect placement by Cash. That's the second time we've seen him up the middle, perfectly placing the ball, putting the ball where only his receiver can get it, and that is key. Mistake-free football for Cash up in this first half, and now I think they're thinking about going for 2 here.
Cash with his second touchdown strike of the night with 33 seconds to go here in the first half.
Won't somebody think of the cheerleaders? There are too many points on the board.
They're waiting for the extra point before they commit to getting down there and pumping off some more of these push-ups.
At least 33 points in this first half. Will they go for 2? Will they just settle for 1? We'll see. The cheerleaders are getting warmed up. Yeah, you see, it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for 2.
Cash back now up over center. He's got Hughes and Ferrafino in the backfield.
Trying to make it what would that be, a 20-point game if my math serves me correctly?
You're fine. Fairfax County Education.
Make it a 21. Extra point, make it a 20-point game. 21-point game, 3-touchdown game. Let's say
Hughes,
that.
left side. Nowhere to go, but into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Hughes just slowed up before he even got into the end zone because he saw just daylight and does get hit before getting into the end zone, but just kind of brushes off his would-be tackler, gets in for 2. 20-point lead for Falls Church. 21-point lead for Falls Church.
35-14 with 33 seconds to play in the first half.
At one point in this game, Stuart had a 1-point lead, 14-13. Then it's been all Falls Church since.
Take another look at this little 2-pointer by Hughes. Look at that wide open on the left side.
He sees no one there, decides to slow up. He's like, wait a minute, Ventura comes to meet him.
Ventura's going to make him work for it a little bit. Just can't have it that easy. And that'll warm up the fans here.
Falls Church, 22 consecutive points to end this, all in the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yep.
It's a huge second quarter for the Jaguars, looking to extend their winning streak over Stuart to 5 games and win 10 out of the last 11. And just this season, get to 500 at 5-5, 4-3 in the National District. They are well on their way with a stellar first half.
A couple of Cash touchdown scores with the recovered fumble account for those points here in this second quarter.
Again, I don't want to toot my own horn, but
go ahead.
Back in the opening for Falls Church, players to watch: Marcus Hughes, AJ Cashup, Chris Izubayo.
There you go.
And they've had huge games. That's going to be offsides.
And that partner is why you get the big money.
Exactly. That's why they pay me so well. I don't know what they were doing there for Falls Church. But this could be key here because the last 3 kickoffs, Stuart's had a tough time with. I'm sure they've been coached up on the sidelines.
You would think.
The ball comes to you, pick it up. Don't wait for a nice bounce. Fall on the ball. Because again, if it goes 10 yards, it doesn't have to touch you. Falls Church can get it, can recover it, and take over.
So Lopez gets ready to kick it away for the Jags. flag is picked up and waved off. Another almost false start there. High, short kick. This one taken at the 34. Looked like the Raiders were ready for this one. All the way up across the 45 to about the 47, and a penalty flag flies.
JEB Stuart, number 5, not on our rosters, was a nice job. At first, if you're set up around the 40-yard line, you think just get the ball and fall on it. But he decides, to get some yards out of it, and it looked like he was very capable of doing so.
The officials sorted out.
Another personal foul. Don't know what that means.
Was that an ejection?
I guess it was.
Looked like he gave the thumb as in, you're out of here.
It didn't look like any signal I've seen. But it definitely was a personal foul. And Anthony Parker doesn't look too happy.
Nope, not happy at all.
Yeah, it looks like number 23 for Falls Church. Kevin Mulambo, who we've heard his name, and it looks like he's out of there. And Anthony Parker is not happy about it.
Take another look. Maybe we can see the personal foul at the end
here. It must have been huge if it's an ejection. See on the top?
Yeah, he's squaring off with number 2 up there.
Yeah,
you can just see their legs as they square off. I'm thinking maybe a punch was thrown.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. If a punch was thrown, that's how he gets ejected. But that's it. Out of this game, last game of the year. Only a junior. That's the only silver lining there. But his season is over.
Yep.
And Parker's mad at his player.
So the Raiders get a little help from the penalty.
Malumbo, we've called his name a couple times in this game. He has made some big plays for Falls Church. The only thing to look at to kind of a dark spot on this first half for Falls Church.
Friday on first down from the 36. The receiver makes the catch and gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 18 seconds to play in the first half.
We haven't even talked about the fact that it gave Stuart great field position, trying to get some points on the board. You see players in the sidelines consoling Malama, but you know what? If you threw a punch, you got to be ejected. You got to get out of the game, and it could be a testy, contentious game, especially with Falls Church kind of pulling away with it. But you can't let your emotions get to you like that.
The Friday pass resulting in a first down from now the 25 of Falls Church. Again, Friday. Just gets rid of it. He's got his receiver down inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line.
Finding his favorite target, Ibrahim. I'm calling a timeout. Just about 7 seconds remaining in this game. In this first half.
First
sorry.
Half, right.
Trying to shortchange Stuart here. They still got plenty of football to play.
7 seconds on that clock. It'll be second down from the Falls Church 13-yard line. Time for one more shot at the end zone for the Raiders. Raiders playing a pretty good first half except for that inexplainable meltdown on that one possession.
Yeah, and then their offense stalled after that. But again, I mentioned at one point they had a 14-13 lead over Falls Church, and their offense was moving. Even when they didn't put points in the board early in the first quarter, it looked like their offense could move. Friday, very capable quarterback, finding Ibrahim. Ventura has been great already in this first half, so that they have the talent there. I've been impressed with their team, but when you put 14 points on the board in the first half, you should be feeling good about yourself. But right now, Falls Church 35, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Friday now on 1st and 10. Perhaps the last play here in the first half.
Plenty of time, though.
Now he's got
Pocket
some pressure,
collapses.
and down goes Friday.
And do not try to flip the ball.
Again, he tries to get rid
Just
of that
take
ball
the
before
sack,
he goes down.
And the time runs out, and that should do it. My goodness.
No flags down, so we do hit triple zeros across that scoreboard. It's a 35-14 lead for the Falls Church Jaguars as we go to halftime. We'll be right back with plenty of info for you during the intermission You're watching Verizon Fios One Sports Game of the Week.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people, and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
A generous lead for the Falls Church Jaguars at halftime. Matt Fetters along with Paul Frommelt. A game at one time that was very tight, and then seemed like the bottom just fell out for the JEB Stuart Raiders.
You can see in the on the highlights here in the first half, great job by JEB Stuart early. Their defense was strong. Their offense, led by Jason Friday, he gets sacked down there, but doing a great job.
Ventura then coughs it up.
There's the first turnover, and which starts the scoring for Falls Church. Falls Church turns that into 4 points. Marcus Hughes right here, looking like he's going to be stopped, finds an opening, goes through for 6, his first touchdown of the game. But as I said, this opened up the floodgates because JEB Stuart comes right back, scores 7 points of their own. A great pass by Friday.
Nice job, tie it up at 7.
And then Falls Church, tit for tat, they come right back. AJ with his first touchdown to Chris Izubayo of the game. You can see the fumble there. We didn't even notice it, but
still gets to fall on top of it.
Marcus Hughes comes, second touchdown of the game. Falls Church in control. And Friday making something happen. Jason Friday doing a great job in the first half. Besides that, the player we're about to see here that I can't really understand is first Friday's rushing touchdown right here.
Another touchdown.
And Falls Church right back to it. AJ with a beautiful pass to Izubayo again. 7 more points on the board for Falls Church. 49 points in this first half. And here's the play. I still don't understand it. I can't really describe what's going on here.
Well, he didn't want to go any farther back, even though then he's into the end zone with it. Doesn't want the safety, but then it turns into a 6 points.
6 defensive points for Falls Church. That's what's going to say on the scoreboard. And Falls Church is not done. Izubayo, just a beautiful pass by Cashup, and Cashup is not done. Gets his second touchdown of the game.
Nice scoring strike, and that's where we stand, 35-14. And standing down on the field, let's go to Monika Moore.
I spoke with Falls Church head coach Anthony Parker as he was heading to the locker room for halftime. Obviously, they're very happy with how their offense has been playing. Of course, Marcus Hughes having a big night, and he really complimented his linemen. He feels like they're coming up big. But on defense, he said they're going to have to make some adjustments. Obviously, Jason Friday is a good passer, so that's the big thing they're focusing on in halftime. Also, he did talk a little bit about that questionable call. The call was fighting that got the defensive back ejected from the game. So Coach Parker said they're going to have to look to replace him. That's a huge loss for them, but those are the big things they're focusing on during the half.
All right, thanks, Monika. And the band plays on, and we'll be back with second half action. It's a big lead for the Falls Church Jaguars. They want to win the bell here tonight. You're watching Verizon Fios One Sports.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people, and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Getting ready to start second half action here at the home of the Falls Church Jaguars. Playing for the bell for the 50th time here between these two teams. Matt Fetters along with Paul Frommelt and Monika Moore. Well, how these teams get to this game here, let's take a look at their last 3 games that they both played coming into here. Here's the JEB Stuart Raiders.
Yeah, pandemonium in the press box right now, but JEB Stuart with 3 and 6. They started 3-2, but they've lost their last 4. And look at their last 3, losing to Edison, playing them close. Hayfield 49-21, and losing to Yorktown 39-14.
And as for the Falls Church Jaguars, they're struggling to get to that 500 mark here tonight.
Yeah, Jaguars 4-5 right now, 3-3 in district play. A win tonight would give them a 5-5 record and 4-3 overall. 4-3 in district play. I'm sorry. falling to Hayfield 34-13, but then they also beat Mount Vernon, 42-32, and they beat Edison in a big game, won 16-14.
All right, just about ready for the second half kickoff. Let's go down to the sideline to the always stylish and hopefully warm Monika Moore.
I spoke with Roy Ferry as he was heading back to the field after halftime. He said overall they were very pleased with their offense during the first half. He did concede that they're still shaking their heads a bit about that one play, but overall he did feel like his offense was playing well and hoping to replicate some of those big plays during the second half. Of course, the place they're looking to make adjustments is on the defensive end, so they're hoping to mix things up, change up some looks, and try to disrupt the Falls Church offense. And he had a lot of good things to say about Chris Ventura. Obviously, he's a very strong and tough player. They're hoping he's going to have a very big second half.
Thanks, Monika. That, it's going to go down in the history of the Bell game as that one play.
You still can't describe it.
Yep, and again, Stuart having trouble with the kickoff.
It's going to depend on it. Looked like before the pileup, but it's going to depend on if Falls Church got the ball. But no, that's the fourth time we've seen that.
JEB Stuart Raiders having a tough time handling the kickoff tonight.
But when they get on the field, when their offense gets on the field, they're still a good team. They're still an impressive team. We can see the replay here just right off the chest. I mentioned if you score 14 points in the first half, you got to be feeling pretty good. Stuart averages 22.1 points this season. So you score 14, you think, okay, double that, 28 points in the game. You got to be feeling pretty good. But again, allowing 35 points to Falls Church is never good.
So a new half and a new possession for these JEB Stuart Raiders. Keep the ball on the ground as they start this second half from their own 36-yard line.
Nowhere to go for Ventura. I mentioned earlier in the first quarter how impressed I was with the Falls Church defense and their ability to swarm. We just saw that here. See Cashup warming up, trying to stay warm on the sidelines.
A.J. Cashup with a couple touchdown throws here tonight for the Falls Church Jaguars. They lose a yard on the play, do the Raiders, make it 2nd and 11 now at their own 35-yard line. To the air they go. Bobbles. Falls incomplete.
Okay, so it was a forward pass. Say the refs, and now it's 3rd down. So nothing doing here in the first possession for JEB Stuart of the second half, down by 21 points. And that is a forward pass.
Trying to get it out there to Ricardo Bell. He couldn't hold on.
Almost picked off as Bell was bouncing it around.
Now Jason Friday out of the shotgun. On 3rd and 11. Looks left, got his man. This is Ibrahim. Eddie makes the catch all the way up to the midfield stripe, enough for a first down.
Ibrahim's had himself a fantastic game so far. When Friday drops back, he's looking for Ibrahim, and he's more often than not, they're connecting here.
So a big 3rd down conversion for the JEB Stuart Raiders. They keep this drive alive now into Falls Church territory. From the Falls Church 49, new set of downs. Low snap, Friday gets it to Ventura. That one goes back a yard. They're going to mark his progress, though. They're going to give him a yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 9 from about the 47.5 of Falls Church.
To make it 2 yards in forward progress, this looks like more of how far I thought he got, maybe a yard and a half. But yeah, the swarming defense brings him back. Ventura hasn't really been much of a factor here much in the second quarter and starting in this 3rd quarter.
2nd and 8 for Friday. Lots of pressure, he eludes it, looking deep down the right side, falls incomplete. Try to shoot it down there to Mehdi Ibrahim and falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down here for the Raiders.
Yeah, nice pressure by Falls Church, making Friday get out of the roll right, get out of the pocket, and Friday has been good out of the pocket, but still he makes him force a throw, maybe throw an errant ball because, as we saw there, Friday was not able to connect with his man.
3rd and 8, we'll call it, from the 48 of Falls Church. Inside 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Stuart trying to get back into this ball game, trailing by 21.
Dangerous throw there. Look at all the green jerseys around.
Looking for Chris Kirby, fired a little behind him, falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down.
All the green jerseys around Kirby there. That was a very dangerous throw by Friday. You see in the replay. Although it was right, it was on his far shoulder, but it was almost right on point, but still incomplete pass, and Stewart's going to have to punt it away.
4th and 8 for the JEB Stuart Raiders. Mike Harris on for the punt.
Haven't seen a punt in a very long time.
Nothing but touchdowns. Harris with time. Hopefully this will take a JEB Stuart bounce. No, it takes a Falls Church bounce. Bounce out of bounds at about the 32-yard line for Falls Church.
Yeah, Harris did it. Such a good job placing his last punt way back, and it must have been the first quarter. Here just doesn't get enough on it. Hits it high, but not very long, and Falls Church is going to get decent field position to start their first offensive drive of the second half.
1st and 10, just over that 30-yard line. Let's call it the 31 of Falls Church for A.J. Kashyap and company.
The bell is out on the track.
That Jaguar, he thinks he's already got it.
Well, winning 4 straight, he's been used to it. Falls Church has gotten accustomed to keeping the bell.
Marcus Hughes almost wrapped up in the backfield, still keeps his legs moving and turns it into maybe a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, almost a 5-yard loss turning into a 1-yard gain. Great job by Marcus Hughes right there.
Yeah, they're going to mark it right back at about that 31-yard line, so we'll say maybe half a yard gain. Make it 2nd and about 9.5 for the Jags. Kashyap deep out of this shotgun formation. There goes Uzabayo in motion. Flips it out to that far left side. He's got his man. Gets it up across the 30 to about the 34. Did he cough it up? Nope. The official says he was down. So that'll bring up 3rd down at the 35-yard line of Falls Church.
Seeing the replay, Kashyap drops back.
Pranav Ganguly makes the catch. Up to the 35-yard line now of Falls Church. Call it 3rd and 6 for the Jaguars. 8:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hughes with the carry.
Looking for some yardage here.
He's got it. He's got the 1st down and a whole lot more all the way up to the 50-yard line.
Give Hughes some open room, and he's going to make something happen. Had 2 touchdowns early in the first half, but stuck on 2 right now. Looking for some more in this second half.
1st down at the midfield stripe. Clock keeps rolling inside. 8 minutes to play in our 3rd. Kashyap with a new set of downs from the midfield stripe. Ferrafino, right side, up across inside the 50 to about the 49-yard line.
Falls Church taking their time.
Got plenty of time and a big lead.
Just a nice, slow, methodical drive down the field. Had that one big play by Hughes, but picking up 3 or 4 yards per carry here on this drive.
It's 2nd and 9 now. There goes Ferrafino. Hughes with the carry. Cracks it down shy of that 45-yard line.
last time I said this, Falls Church had a big passing play, but that's the second straight run that JEB Stuart has done a nice job of holding Hughes for no gain, and the previous run was for only 3. So JEB Stuart has Falls Church at a 3rd and about 8. But again, last time I said that, A-Shap connected with Asabayo for a big touchdown.
AJ Cashup again out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. AJ back to pass. Ooh. Down goes Cashup, hit hard and dropped at the 42-yard line.
Ricardo Bell, we're so used to seeing him on offense, just swallows up AJ Cashup, who comes limping a bit off the field. Oh, sorry, that was Cashup limping a bit as it comes up the field. Just a nasty sack.
Nowhere to go. Couldn't dodge that bullet, and he is hit hard.
Just completely unblocked. Right to his man. And again, that's a dream for defenders. And the Stuart defense does their job, holding Falls Church. When was the last time we saw Falls Church punt the ball?
Now on 4th down, they will have to kick it away.
It looks
big
like
high snap, but the whistles blow.
One of the Falls Church men lined up on the far sideline definitely got a jump before the snap, take him back 5 yards.
Well, that might help them with the way that snap was going. Take another look at Cashup taking the bullet here.
He's big number 77 for Falls Church. Kendrick Lofton had 2 men to block and no help, and he chose outside, and I guess, you know, he really had no option there. He had no right call. 2 men to block, and you can't even do with no help. You know, nothing much he can do there. Just a mismatch on the line.
Another high snap. This one pulled in though. Gets it away. Takes a sideways bounce at about the 40-yard line, and that's where they'll down it. Well, we've been talking about this bell all night long. Let's get a little more information from Monika Moore.
I'm standing here with Falls Church's Director of Student Activities, Jeannie Kelly, and we are with the coveted bell. So, Jeannie, can you tell us a little bit about the history of this bell game?
Sure. This is the 50th anniversary of the bell game between Falls Church and Stuart. Started in 1960, where when Stuart opened, and we had administrators and some students from Falls Church who were transferred over to Stuart, and an administrator there thought it'd be nice to start a tradition of a friendly competition. And so each year the football teams play and the bell is exchanged.
And I understand there's a little bit of a tradition about the different sides it's on during the game. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The rules of the tradition is that on one half of the game the bell stays there, and then the second half it goes on the other side, and then at the end of the game the winning administrators present the bell to the team at midfield.
Well, it's one of the best trophy games in the region, so good luck for the rest of the game tonight.
Thanks, Monika. There you have it. There's the bell, and I'm sure the winners will give it a good ring when they accept that trophy here tonight.
Yeah, so the bell was on, in the first half was on JEB Stuart's side, and now coming over to Falls Church as they still work things over. It looks like the Renn might get another punt by Falls
flag
Church.
Down the field. Now, when you played at Fairfax High School, did you guys play for anything as cool as the bell?
Oh, we played Woodson. There was, I don't remember a trophy. Was it? Yeah, I'm not sure there was a. It wasn't a huge rivalry like you see the Chantilly Westfields, which we did. Like you see this one with the bell. Yeah, I mean, they called it the Rotary Bowl, but I don't think there was a trophy at all. And as Fairfax and Woodson go now, leaving, you know, Fairfax went to the Concord District, and when they go back to the Liberty, Woodson leaves to the Patriot District. It's still a good rivalry, but the way the Woodson teams have been over the last couple of years, it hasn't been much of a rivalry with WCT Woodson handling their business against the Rebels. But it's not like this. There are some classic, you know, if you said this is the 50th year anniversary of the bell game, not as big as this. There's some great rivalries. Langley and McLean's playing tonight. Right. And you see Westfield, Chantilly, probably the newest rivalry, only about a decade old, but great rivalries in the northern region. This one of the best.
I've always said that McLean Langley game, they should play that for the Silver Spoon, I think. That should be the Silver Spoon ball game. So they'll bring up 4th down after they sort things out down on the field, and they'll have to kick it away. Just inside 5 minutes to play here in our 3rd quarter. Falls Church been having a dicey time here with this snap from center back to the punter. Let's see how they handle it this time around. Gets it away. Takes a nice bounce down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line, where the Raiders will set up shop with 4:33 to go in the 3rd.
Matt, we're being pelted by T-shirts. T-shirt gun went over the press box and fell down into the press box.
T-shirt gun doesn't know its own strength.
Fans were kind of angry, and we found ourselves a T-shirt. So they're still trying to figure this change of possession out here. Flags galore. Looks like JEB Stuart's going to start on their 17-yard line, 16-yard line.
All the way down at the, we'll call it the 16-yard line of Stuart. First down for Jason Friday and company.
It gives you an idea of how cold it is. And Ventura has some room.
Yeah, he does. Over that left-hand side, gets it up to about the 25. Nice 6-yard gain.
It gives you an idea how cold it is. You see Friday's breath as he's about to take the snap. It's chilly out here. Definitely the coldest it's been this year for a Friday night football game.
They mark it up at the 25 of Stuart.
See some fans bundled up. Not
Put,
sure
put a
about
real hat on. Forget those earmuffs.
Not
Come
sure
on.
about the choice of quilt as well.
2nd and a long 2 for the Raiders. Trying to get things going. Almost picked off. Falls incomplete. Another pick 6 falls by the wayside. Correction. Ririani was almost up there.
Yeah, David Ririani, wow. And we do have an injured JEB Stuart player. But Ririani read it perfectly, saw Friday's eyes, and it looks like it might be serious.
Well, it's definitely painful as Lopez is writhing a little bit.
Senior offensive tackle for JEB Stuart, and does not look like he's having a good time there on the field. But yeah, Riani just read it perfectly and broke, and he was about a millisecond away from picking it off. You can see in the replay, nice slow-mo.
72 goes down low.
Oh, it looks like his arm. He fell on his arm awkwardly.
Yeah, maybe jammed his shoulder, maybe dislocated a shoulder. So they work on the fallen JEB Stuart Raider. Clock stands at 3:47 to play in the 3rd. Been all Falls Church here from the beginning of the 2nd quarter on.
Yeah, in this 3rd quarter, hasn't been much scoring. We've seen 2 punts now already. And that's Falls Church's favor because they have a 21-point lead. They're fine with this final score ending at 35-14. But JEB Stuart waiting to take over, actually at 3rd down and short, looking to put some points on the board.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with further action in this one. You're watching Verizon Fios One Sports.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Injured player made his way off the field under his own power. That looked encouraging. Now 3rd down for the Raiders. Ventura, left side's got the first down and a handful more. Finally hustled out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a very important play for Stuart, 3rd and short, needing to make something happen in Ventura. When you have an important play, go to Ventura, picks up well over a first down, and Stuart continues to drive. I think we're at the point, Matt, where Stuart needs to start putting some points on the board. I think this drive right here, they need to score to have a chance to get back in this game. They're down by 21, and time is going off the clock quickly.
They do pick up the first down on the Ventura carry. Friday throwing, missing his intended receiver, falls incomplete.
Yeah, pass just off the mark there for Friday.
Trying to get it to Ventura as he came out of the backfield.
But I mean, we've seen the Stuart offense move the ball. They're able to score. They have 14 points on the board, but down by 21, they need to get things going. And I think this is such an important offensive possession right here. Just 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Jason Friday looks over the Jaguar defense now on 2nd and 10 from his own 35-yard line. He's got time. Wrapped up. Down goes Friday.
Big number 67 for Falls Church, Michael Ramirez, senior defensive lineman, 245-pound Mike Ramirez. And I think Friday just held onto that ball a little too long. You can call that a coverage sack. The DBs would call it a coverage sack. No one open, and Friday just had to eat it.
5-yard loss on the play. Now back at the 30-yard line. 3rd and 15 for JEB Stuart.
We're going to have to rely on Friday dropping back again, going through the air here on 3rd and long. Got to give him some more time.
Ricardo Bell split way out to the right-hand side for Friday. That's the direction he'll go, but he gets the streaking Mehdi Ibrahim. And he coughs it up, and Falls Church recovers. Another big turnover, and the Jaguars take advantage.
Kyle Rudke, number 65 for Falls Church, ends up picking it up. That's the 3rd turnover for Falls Church, and the third turnover for Stuart, and the first 2 Falls Church turned into a touchdown.
Finally, Rutke comes up with it. So Kashyap and company get a new life, new possession deep in Stuart territory. Try to add on to this 21-point lead. Pitch it out to Marcus Hughes. He's got some room. And a flag goes down on the tackle.
I'm not sure what the flag was. I mean, this gets holding on Falls Church. I didn't see the hold, but take that back 10 yards and wipe out that nice run by Marcus Hughes. Let's talk about this Falls Church defense for a second. In Division 5, they're ranked 12th. So how many teams in Division 5 are out there? 15, right. give or take?
Yep. So
this team is playing out of their minds tonight, holding Stuart to 14 points, 3 turnovers. They've scored 6 points themselves. They've allowed 29.6 points this year heading into this game. That's 12th in Division 5. Right now, only 14 points to Stuart. Falls Church defense have been doing a heck of a job.
So back they go 15 yards now. 1st and 15. Just inside that 35-yard line of Stuart. Firafino.
Looks like JEB Stuart's going to get the ball back here. The snap bouncing off Kashyap and bouncing into Stuart defensive back's hands.
Finally, the breaks go the way of the Stuart Raiders. Charles Holloway comes up with it for JEB Stuart.
It's a confusing play, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but turnover for Falls Church. They're first, and the defense that I just praised is back on the field. No rest for the wicked.
Right at the 35-yard line for Stuart, and actually after the exchange, Stuart gains 5 yards from where they had the ball when they coughed it up.
Let's do it again. Why not?
Work your way down the field.
Yeah.
Friday on 1st down, trying to reach it out there to his intended receiver, Ricardo Bell. Couldn't pull it in.
It is worrisome, though, that I haven't really seen much from this Stuart offense in the second half, though. So they have the ball back. They had a fresh set of downs, but we haven't seen much from them in the second half, and they looked so promising in the first.
Yes, they did, until the meltdown began.
Yeah.
So now on 2nd and 10 from the Stuart 35-yard line. Friday out of the shotgun. Chris Ventura on his left hip. Ibrahim in motion. Friday with time. He's got his receiver inside the 50 all the way down into Falls Church territory. Still going. Mehdi Ibrahim inside the 40-yard line.
We don't have our usual stat man here to give us the stats during the game, but Ibrahim must have 6, 7, 8 catches in this game. It looks like whenever Friday's going back, he's looking for Ibrahim.
Nice first down at the 37-yard line of Falls Church.
A great job after the catch.
Javante Robinson there with a nice block.
Forgotten art form, the yards after catch. Love seeing receivers get some more.
4 more tries for the Stuart Raiders. 1:24 to play in the third, trailing by 21 points. Flag down on this one. Friday guns it down the left side, falls incomplete.
A couple things, Matt, that I appreciate in sports. The yards after the catch.
Yak.
The yak. In basketball, the mid-range jumper. You mean
merge?
I mean, you're going for 3, or you're going for a layup or a dunk. The mid-range jumper is so key. Langley lives off of that.
Right.
There's just a couple things that I enjoy.
The yak and the merge.
In baseball, I love turning a single into a double.
Hustle.
Just the forgotten things that people don't think about that make me smile. So thank you, Mr. Ibrahim.
Right after this snap of the ball, we'll head back down to the sideline to get some words from Monika Moore. Jason Friday now on 1st and 15.
Plenty of time
Lots
again.
of time, but the wall starts to come down. But Friday says, I'll take it. Down inside the 30, still on his feet.
Down.
Looks like he did get the first down inside the 25. And while they sort it out, let's go down to Monika.
Just a quick injury update about Daniel Lopez, the Stuart player that left the game. It appears the injury was to his left wrist. They took a look at it over on the sideline. He's got some ice on it right now. He appears to be in a lot of pain, so I'd be surprised if we see him back tonight.
Thanks, Monika. First down for the Raiders, just inside that 25-yard line of Falls Church.
Intrepid reporter Monika Moore
Here's
going to the far sideline.
Friday, nobody open, and he takes to the highway.
Yeah, Friday doing it's just a great individual effort by the quarterback, getting that first down, which is so important for Stuart now.
Now on 1st and 10. Little pressure.
Oh, got
it to his receiver, but he couldn't hold on as he is stuck hard.
Huge hit by Ferrafino. Wow. And he timed that perfectly. That was right there. No pass interference right there. The ball got right to the intended receiver. We can see again.
Just a Chris Kirby he's trying to get it to? Yes,
just
it is.
A fantastic and a nice job with the slow-mo right there, Ferrafino.
Just a tad behind him, just enough that Ferrafino could jar him loose of that football.
You know what? I appreciate that, too. A hard hit.
Now 2nd and 10, still at the 25-yard line of Falls Church. 23 seconds to play in the third. Friday. He's got his man. He's got the catch. Nice job by Ricardo Bell.
Fantastic job by Bell. Haven't seen him.
Nice 5-yard pickup.
Next to Falls Church, injured player number 65 for Falls Church. Kyle Rutke, we've mentioned his name. Looks like he's coming off the field to an injury to his arm.
We hit triple zeros across that scoreboard. We've got 1 quarter of action to go. You're watching Verizon Fios One Sports.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
fresh 12 minutes on the clock as we start our final quarter of action. Big third down play here for the JEB Stuart Raiders.
You got to think they're in 4-down range here, but still a big play nonetheless. JEB Stuart driving down 21 points, no scoring in the third quarter. So JEB Stuart needs to get those 21 points, at least those 21 points, tie this game up all in the fourth.
Direct snap. This one goes to Chris Ventura.
Still on his feet.
Yeah, he is. All the way down. Did he get it in? Touchdown, JEB Stuart.
Chris Ventura, Monika mentioned coming into the half, we need to have a big second half. Touchdown right here. JEB Stuart still in this game.
20-yard touchdown run. Chris Ventura. Sixth play of the possession for the Raiders.
Well, no scoring in the third quarter, but the first play of the fourth, Chris Ventura, you see that weaving through the line, gets it done. 6 points for JEB Stuart.
Harris on for the point after. See if he can make it a 21-35 game. High snap. No, didn't get it away, and this one will be no good. So we stay at 20-35 with 11:51 to play in the ball game.
Another great catch by Chris Isenbio. It's just he was just standing in the end zone. The block punt came right to his chest, and he caught it perfectly. Nice job by the wide receiver for Falls Church. Just everything comes his way, as we've seen.
So the Falls Church faithful had to think that maybe it was time to put that bell back up in the tower, but now only up by a couple scores here. They got to think they got to get back to work a little bit.
Yeah, that missed field goal really hurt Stuart because they're going to have to get a 2-point conversion on one of these next. If they score 2 more touchdowns, they're going to have to get a 2-point conversion on one of them. It's a 15-point game now. But a 15-point game is better than a 21-point game. Still very manageable for JEB Stuart. Their defense now has to come up big.
Falls Church been in control of this ball game from the start of the second quarter on. Don't want to see it slip away here in the fourth quarter. Mike Harris will tee it up. Marcus Hughes back deep for Falls Church.
But we don't expect Harris to be kicking it to Hughes.
Haven't seen a deep kick all night by either team.
No.
This one will get all the way to Hughes. He looks for a seam, finds it, busts it up across the 30 to about the 33.
All right, so he gets to the 33, but where's Falls Church been usually starting around the 40, 35, 40? So,
right.
Hey, good job kicking it deep. Trust your kickoff team. Did a good job on Hughes. And now Falls Church, you got to think if they have a nice long sustained drive and get some more points on the board, they got to be feeling pretty good because the pressure's now on them, only leading by 15, 2-possession game for the Jags.
Just shy of that 35-yard line. Jags will set it up. 3 receivers down to the right side of Kashyap. Got a little pressure, gets it off to his number 1 target here tonight. Isenbio still on his feet up across the 45, spins his way to the 48 and all the way to a first down.
Nice job by Isenbio to pick up that first down on the screen. Falls Church continues to move the ball.
14-yard pickup by Christian Isenbio on the reception. Kashyap now, new set of downs from his own 48-yard line. Marcus Hughes inside Raider territory to the 47.
If you keep on picking up first 13 yards, 5 yards, and, keep that clock moving, Now it was a minute into the fourth quarter, and you keep that clock moving, and you bring up with some points on the board. I mean, this is an important drive for Falls Church.
Hughes with a 5-yard gain, make it 2nd and 5 now for the Jags. Trying to twist his way to the right side. Ferrafino, nowhere to go. Loses a couple now back at the Stuart 49-yard line.
Stuart, Falls Church is going to take their time getting back to the line of scrimmage. Let some time go off the clock. Important 3rd down here.
3rd and 7 for the Big Green. Kashep with pressure, gets it out there to Isabayo. Still on his feet. Yep, 1st down inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line.
Very similar to the play we saw Isabayo pick up the last 1st down. Just a nice screen to the left this time. Another 1st down for Falls Church. That one was big. You got to think that takes off at least another minute.
Now at the 36, we'll call it, of Stuart. 9:35 to play in the ball game. Kashep on the keeper. Look out!
That was Hughes. Direct snap to Marcus Hughes. Gets his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Touchdown.
Was he touched?
Church. I don't think so.
Was he touched on the touchdown?
Yeah.
Right up the middle. Direct snap to Marcus Hughes. Do you see the speed of turning on the afterburners? Marcus Hughes gets his 3rd touchdown of the game.
This one a 36-yard sprint down the center of the field.
39-yard touchdown, 4-yard touchdown, now a 36-yard touchdown for Marcus Hughes.
Back to a 21-point lead, trying to make it 22. Kokar with the point after. Kick is up and it dribbles its way through. It's a 42-20 lead for Falls Church with 9:24 to play.
There was very briefly a spark of hope for JEB Stuart, but look, Marcus Hughes put the nail in the coffin, outrunning everybody on JEB Stuart, taking it to the house, his 3rd touchdown of the game. I think the cheerleaders stopped doing the push-ups.
I called as Kashep on the carry, but it was Marcus Hughes, and I bet Kashep wishes he was that fast down the field.
You said Kashep, and I was looking, I was like, that doesn't look like Kashep. Just looking at the blazing speed, that's Hughesian. Kashep has 2 touchdowns to the air, though, so nobody's going hungry on Falls Church offense today.
The cheerleaders have given up on the push-ups, and they're going to jumping jacks now.
42 jumping. I don't think I've ever done 42 jumping jacks in my life.
They said, the heck with those push-ups.
Oh, we got somebody's doing push-ups over here. They're switching.
42 points for Falls Church. What a way to end a season. Told you how important getting to 500 would be for this team. I know from experience, getting to 500 is so key when there's nothing else to play for. Not saying you did not have a losing season.
500 overall and a winning record within the district schedule. That's nice too.
And beating your foe again.
Right. Off go the Raiders across that right side. Nice return all the way up to the 50-yard line.
And the checklist. Above 500 in the district, 500 overall record, 5th consecutive win over your rival JEB Stuart, putting up 42 points so far, three touchdown game from your running back, 2 touchdowns through the air from your quarterback. And it's a pretty nice night, pretty nice Friday night all around for Falls Church.
So Stuart gets another shot at it. Nice opening possession, field position here, right from the 50-yard line. Jason Friday. Javante Robinson split way out there. Little razzle dazzle. Here they go, left side. Chris Kirby got a couple.
Yeah, but the whistle blew earlier than I expected, and they're actually going to mark it as a loss. So the nice second effort by Kirby, but the whistle blew before it. Didn't look like his knee is down. Guess the referees thought it was.
Now back at the 49-yard line of Stuart, a loss of 1 on the play. Clock rolling. Friday looks things over. A trio up to his right, one receiver to his left. Goes deep down the right side. Falls incomplete.
A great job by the defender for Falls Church, and guess who? It's Ezubayo.
And he was trying to get it to Chris Ventura.
Ezubayo there on the coverage, right there, step for step with Ventura. See Hughes there as well. That's a speedy secondary for Falls Church. They must be tired too, playing a little Ironman football.
Right.
The skill players for Falls Church.
Now 3rd and about 10 and a half for the Raiders. Friday on 3rd down. He's got his man Ventura, couldn't hold on.
Hughes with a huge hit on Ventura. My goodness, Marcus Hughes.
He does it on the offense, he does it on the defense.
Lighting up his counterpart. You can see the replay here. Yes, please. I would like to see this replay.
As he juggled it, Hughes was there to make sure he wasn't able to pull it in.
Having a fantastic
That's gotta hurt.
game. Oh, of course.
On a cold night like tonight?
Exactly. I mean, the key to football is if you hit them harder than they hit you, it doesn't hurt you. And that's the key that you have to live by in football, and I'm sure it didn't hurt Marcus Hughes.
Bring up 4th down, and the Raiders will go for it, trailing by 22. Friday up in the pocket.
Got some room.
Yeah, he does. He's got a 1st down.
And more.
Down inside the 30, finally hustled out of bounds at about the 25.
Impressive quarterback is Friday. We got an injured Jaguar on the field.
Mauricio Sabero finally got Friday out of bounds.
And that's Aline Salimi, the man that had the 6 points for the Falls Church defense down on the field.
The 6 points on that play.
And that play. That when I'm 65 years old, I'll tell my grandkids about that play.
That play. So clock stands at 8:11 to play in this ball game.
Salimi still down on his stomach.
Looks like he's wanting to get up there.
Yeah,
but
that's a good sign.
Yeah, training staff keeping him down just to be sure.
Right in his lower back, the small of his back.
Yeah. Now he gingerly gets up.
Good to see, good to see. Now with that business taken care of, let's talk about Jason Friday doing a fantastic job again.
Yeah.
When he gets into the open field, he's impressive for sure. I mean, we've seen it from his arm too, finding Ibrahim quite a bit in this game, but I mean, he's showing it with his arms right now. Oh, with his legs, I'm sorry.
From the Falls Church 26-yard line. A new set of downs for JEB Stuart. Friday, he had some running room, but he decided to still throw it. And falls incomplete and a penalty down. Maybe he stepped over the line of scrimmage.
Looks like a hold.
Yep.
Seeing from the initial.
Yep, there you go. No wonder he had time to throw.
Yeah. We'll take him back 10 yards here. 8 minutes remaining in this game. This 22-point game for Falls Church, but JEB Stuart is driving. They go back 10 yards, but they're still driving.
All the way back to the 42-yard line of Falls Church. Second and a boatload now for the Raiders at the 42-yard line of Falls Church.
Second down for the Raiders.
Friday on 2nd and long. Just gets it away, and he's got his man. Nicely job getting her there to Mehdi Ibrahim. Mehdi gets it down inside that 30-yard line.
That's a nice pickup on 2nd down when you're looking at a boatload or a warehouse. We haven't decided which one it is.
It's actually, yeah, you're right. It was right on the border there between boatload and warehouse.
Well, a nice pickup. Just get as much yardage as you can. That's about 10. A little bit more then.
Now just inside that 30-yard line. We'll make it to 29. Now it's just 2nd and a bunch for the Raiders. Inside 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Lots of pressure. Down goes Friday.
Looks like Friday was looking to get rid of it again while he was going down to the field. Leslie Gonzalez with the sack. Friday's been taken to the turf quite a bit here. I'm surprised why the band is playing during the play, though. It's confusing me.
They're trying to confuse the Raiders.
It's senior night, you know, they're getting their money's worth too.
Now back to 3rd and a boatload territory.
Just over 7 minutes remaining in the season for Falls Church and JEB Stuart. Falls Church having a nice night, 42 points on the board. JEB Stuart still trying to make it a game.
From the 37-yard line, and the officials blow their whistles. Want to have a conversation. Clock still rolling, though.
That's strange.
Timekeeper didn't get to the whistle. Now they finally get on it. Stops the clock at 6:45. And they rewind that clock to get it started again. Now on the big 3rd down play. Jason Friday brings his Raiders up to the line. Inside 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Friday under pressure, just gets it away.
Oh, very nearly intercepted again.
Yep, like the 3rd almost interception of the night dropped.
Things happen, not good things happen when Friday tries to get rid of the ball as he's going to the ground. Again, very nearly intercepted right there.
Another close call. Bring up another try for the Raiders. Matt Renn almost got the sack. Friday got rid of the ball.
Friday's doing his best just to get away from all the pressure. And very important 4th down here for JEB Stuart.
Any hope they have. They really have to convert this 4th down. Going deep down that left side. Did he catch it? No, he couldn't hold on to it. Looked like Bell might get the benefit of the bounce, but he couldn't pull the football in.
That just about does it for JEB Stuart here, down by 22 and turning the ball over to Falls Church. The way the Falls Church offense has been playing and their ability to run the ball and chew up time off the clock. You can see the replay there. Just great coverage, and very nearly Bell grabs it. Wants to kick it there for a second.
I would too if I was he.
That's a penalty. That's a delay of game penalty if you kick the ball.
Bounces right off his right arm. So 1st and 10 for Falls Church. They just got to run this clock down all the way to victory. Trying to crack it over that left-hand side. Ferrafino, the ball carrier.
It's a nice way to end a season with a big victory over your rival, keeping the bell 5th consecutive year in your possession. Just a nice way to end a season.
That bell coming off the USS JEB Stuart. And the way the Jaguars have possessed that bell as of recent, you'd think it was coming off the USS Jaguar.
Hughes making something
look
happen.
at this. all the way, enough for a first down all the way to the 50-yard line.
And that just exemplifies that it's a microcosm of the night Hughes has had.
Yeah. Take another look. Ball hit the turf, and then he picked it up and just went to work.
Boy, he does go to work. Just to drive the point home, Falls Church, I mean, it's 8-team playoff picture. Falls Church is in 10th in Division 5. Now, it's not enough. They mathematically cannot.
Right.
But a great season for Falls Church, 5-5. There's another fumble.
Put another time on the turf.
And Stuart 11th in Division 5. So these teams are
top 8 making the playoffs.
Yeah. So you wouldn't say these teams are in the cellar of Division 5. These teams are fighting for a playoff spot up in the last couple of weeks in the year. Stuart, they started 3-2 and have not won since, but they started off very strong. Falls Church beat Edison, a team that's been at the top of the National District forever. I mean, this is two great seasons for these teams, and a nice way for Falls Church to end it.
Now on 2nd and 15. And they stay on the ground and let that clock run. Hughes stepping to the left, gets it back into Raider territory.
Marcus Hughes ending a fantastic senior season. Coming into this game, over 1,500 yards, added a bunch. I'm not sure the exact total, but added a bunch in this game. 3 touchdowns.
He's starting to look a little tired, isn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, a two-way player making big plays on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a little taxing physically.
Pressure up the middle. Got it to Sammy Youssef. Still shy of that first down, though, but about 4 yards away. So the Jags will have to kick it away with 3:10 remaining in the ball game on 4th down. Mauricio Sabero on to punt it away for the Jaguars. Ventura back for Stuart. They do just snap a nice job by the center. They got the Raiders to jump off sides.
It's going to be 4th and inches.
Yeah, it'll be close.
At this point, just go ahead and punt it away. There's really no chance for Stuart to come back.
You don't think? 2:39 left, down by 22. Stranger things have happened.
Well, if you want to be completely safe, but I mean, I think we've seen the strangest thing to happen in this game.
Oh yeah,
the play.
That play.
That play. I mean, that's enough strangeness. Man, they're going to go for it here.
Well, Cashiat back in now on 4th and 1. Actually, Hughes back in the formation. Direct snap to Hughes. Dives forward. I think he's got the first down.
I was just going to mention, I'd be completely surprised, shocked even if Marcus Hughes could not pick up this
1 yard.
Yeah, and of course he's hit before picking it up, but just dives using that strong lower body, dives to the first down, and Falls Church is going to have the opportunity to just close this game out without letting JEB Stuart get the ball back.
Clock now rolling inside, 2 minutes to play. New set it down from the 40-yard line of Stuart. Give to Hughes. Spins his way inside the 30. Another set it down.
Well, of course, Falls Church could give Stuart the ball back if they go ahead and score before time runs out. I'm sure head coach Anthony Parker is not trying to score, but when you put the ball in Hughes' hands, what's going to happen?
Right.
And at this point, you'd think, okay, the score is this much. Let's take out our first stringers. Hey, this is the seniors last night.
Right.
You're not going to take Hughes out here.
They can't wait to give that bell a good ring.
5 straight.
On first down, again to Hughes. Hughes isn't stopping. Dives his way inside the 20 to the 15.
He wants that 4th touchdown. He's playing like it too. These are the last snaps for Marcus Hughes. Marcus Hughes' high school career. And he's playing like they're his last snaps. They're like his last runs as a high school football player, and he's playing just like it.
Wants the last time he touches that ball to be a touchdown run.
Wouldn't that be a great way to go out? And they're going to go ahead and go into victory formation. That's a classy move.
Yep, now they go into the genuflect offense.
Best formation in football, the victory formation.
Kashyap takes a knee, and that clock rolls inside 20 seconds. That should be it.
Yeah, that's it for the game. It's it for the season for both these teams. A great win for Falls Church.
42-20 Falls Church Jaguars keep possession of the bell, and they get to 500 on the season and one game over 500 on their district record. We'll be right back with post-game interviews. You're watching Verizon Fios 1 Sports. One of the finest traditions in the northern region of Northern Virginia, the bell ceremony, now going to be represented to the Falls Church Jaguars. As we said, this is the 50th time these two teams have played for this game, for this bell, I should say. Monika Moore has our post-game interviews lined up. We'll go to her as soon as we get the high sign from down on the field. And it never gets old for these Jaguars to receive this big bell.
5th consecutive year, 10 out of 11 years for Falls Church. 5th consecutive, certainly a dominating performance.
Celebrations all the way around. There it is. Somebody reach up there and give that bell a ring. There you go. Somebody got a hold of it. All right, let's head down to Monika Moore.
I'm standing here with our player of the game, Marcus Hughes, and head coach Anthony Parker. Marcus, you set the tone for this game, starting out with that first touchdown. Can you take us through what was going through your mind as you went through and scored it?
The line blocked really well, actually. They had sealed the whole, I believe it was the right side. They sealed the whole right side, and I just did everything I could to get in the end zone.
And then, of course, after Stuart scored that big touchdown during the second half, you answered quite quickly. How important was it to regain that momentum?
Well, our quarterback was doing a great job. AJ was doing a great job passing the ball, so we figured if we pass, and got him off bounds, and then we ran it in, we could do whatever we wanted in the game, you know.
Now, of course, this was the Bell game. I understand you have never lost to Stuart during your career during the Bell game. Talk a little bit about what this win means to you.
It's more than just a game. It's kind of like we made sure we kept the Bell here at Falls Church. You know, a lot of kids can say that, but not everybody. You know, but my class, my team, we kept the Bell here, and I was really proud of everybody the way they played.
Now, Coach, we talked a little bit after the first half. What were you most pleased with during the second half?
Defensively, we stepped up a little bit. We was able to stop their passing. We did a great job of just, keeping their quarterback in the pocket and maintaining our pressure on the quarterback. So we're so happy with that.
Coach, congratulations.
Hazardous duty pay as you hear the bell ringing in the background. And they are excited to hang on to that trophy. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, it looked like Monika might have wanted to ask a few more questions, but you see, you know what? I'm going to exit stage left here, let the Falls Church Jaguars celebrate their 5th consecutive Bell victory. It was a great one for Falls Church. They did a fantastic job, a fantastic game. Their offense scoring 42 points. Can't ask more than that.
Well, and as we also spoke, this is a great stepping stone into next season as they get to 500 overall and they get to one game above 500 within the district schedule.
Yeah, and it's always important for 4-3 in the national district, 5-5 overall, and you can build on that. You can see, that obviously seniors are going to leave. Marcus Hughes, one of them, but you can build on the way you end this season, how it's very important. And juniors remember that. They remember this feeling, and they want to get back to this kind of winning attitude. And they ended this season with a great winning streak, just a fantastic job by Falls Church to end their season.
Well, and as you heard Marcus say, he wanted to make sure that his class kept that bell here at Falls Church for their 4 years. So now next up are this year's juniors, next year's seniors. So they'll aspire to the same thing, to keep the bell in the halls of Falls Church High School.
Yeah, no one wants to drop the ball or drop the bell, so to speak. They don't want to be the team to lose it. Now they've won it 5 consecutive years. All these kids know that are playing right now is winning the bell game and keeping the bell at Falls Church. And you better believe this year's seniors didn't want to drop the ball. Next year's seniors don't want to drop the ball. They want to keep this winning tradition going in this important rivalry game.
Well, and even though this final score came out very lopsided, early on, it looked like the Stuart was going to hang right in here and make this game a battle.
I keep on saying, at one point in the second quarter, Stuart was leading this game 14-13, and then some mental errors started popping up for Stuart. That play happened for JEB Stuart. We'll see when we go through the highlights of the game, but it was just everything started going wrong for Stuart. Everything started going right for Falls Church.
A clear night here at the home of the Falls Church Jaguars as the man on the moon looks down on the gentlemen who get to hold on to the coveted bell. We'll be right back with more. You're watching Verizon Fios One Sports. Great way for the Falls Church Jaguars to end the season with a 42-20 victory over their rivals. Well, the celebration has moved on to the school, so things have quieted down on the field. Let's go back down to Monika Moore.
Okay, well, now that the celebration has died down a little bit, I am back with head coach Anthony Parker and another one of our fantastic Falls Church players. Now, Coach, you have a ton of great seniors on this team. Can you talk a little bit about your senior class?
Well, this was a special class. I mean, these guys were great leaders. They've always led the younger guys in a weight room, whether it's off-season passing league and workouts, and Matt was one of those special guys. He had an unbelievable this year. I mean, he's probably going to be close to 150 tackles in a 10-game season. He's just amazing. Not a lot I can say about him myself. He's just a fantastic player.
Okay, now, of course, Matt Renn, one of the great seniors from this team. Matt, can you talk a little bit about the defense on this team, your defensive unit?
Well, we just wanted to always get to the ball and play hard and get 11 hats every single tackle.
And, Coach, another player that I've been very impressed with has been your quarterback all season long, A.J. Kashup. He's put up some big numbers, and he's really great at directing traffic back there.
Yeah, he's been tremendous for us this year. He was a JV quarterback for us last year, but when our starter went down, he got a couple of starts, and I think it helped him a lot. This year we came in with such high expectations. We thought we were going to be a passing team, and early in the season, Marcus didn't get as many carries as we thought he would, and then we've realized that we need to get behind Marcus, and A.J. would keep other teams off balance by being able to throw the ball, and I thought his play tonight was exceptional. I mean, he threw the ball well, threw deep balls, threw short balls, and there's not a lot I can say about him, but he's just a great player for us.
And then, of course, Ezebayo as well gives you another option on offense. Can you talk a little bit about what he adds to the offensive mix?
Christian is great. We get him on screens, and we feel like he's one of our explosive players like Marcus. He just does it from outside, so we try to get him on a little short routes, and then anytime the guys are playing too short, too tight, he just gets behind the secondary all the time. So he's been a great player for us.
Now, Matt, how have you viewed your leadership role this year on the team?
Well, I just wanted to lead the entire defense on and off the field, just keeping us all together like brothers,
And what would you say has been the highlight of your career here at Falls Church?
I don't know, just finishing out strong, bouncing back from our 1-5 start and to finish 4-1.
Well, great season. Thanks so much, Coach Matt.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Monika. Matt Renn's got a set of pipes on that kid, huh? I think he's got a future in broadcasting.
One thing I like what he said is, I talked about this, Matt, earlier on in the game, is the fact that Matt said, get 11 hats on the ball. I mentioned the fact that they were swarming so well in that first half and again in the second half, and that's something that obviously they work on.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights from this one. The big victory started out a close ball game, though.
Yeah, it was defensive sack here on AJ, and then a sack on Jason Friday. But after that, a lot of offense, and it starts with Marcus Hughes. Actually, here's the fumble
by Ventura.
Ventura, which sets up the first score for Falls Church, and that was a 39-yard touchdown run by Marcus Hughes. Up for the line of scrimmage, bounces out 39 yards, makes it 7-0 with a minute remaining in the first quarter.
He just outruns everybody.
And then Jason Friday finds Kirby for a 41-yard touchdown with 11 minutes remaining and make it 7-7.
And right back come the Jaguars.
Yeah, right back to Isaac Bayo, who was the key for Falls Church in the passing game.
Lucky to get that ball back.
Yeah, sets up a 4-yard touchdown run by Marcus Hughes, makes it 13-7, 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. But then Stuart comes right back. Jason Friday showing his legs. He had a touchdown run in this game, had one last week as well. And here's Jason Friday's 7-yard touchdown run. Gives Stuart a 14-13 lead, 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Here comes Falls Church right back. 48-yard touchdown pass to Izu Bayu from AJ Cassup, 20-14 Falls Church. Stuart coming back as well. But here's the play. Here's that play. I still don't understand it.
Here it is, that play.
We've talked about it quite a bit. 6 points. Ali Salami. And then it's all Falls Church from here on out. A 19-yard touchdown. Actually, here's Isaac Bayu again.
Yep, big play down the left side.
And you'll see Cashup throwing his touchdown to Ferrafino right here.
Perfect,
and that's how you end the second half, and it's just all Falls Church. Starting in the second half, I'm sorry.
Cashup still took some hits, though.
Yeah, Cashup took a lot of hits, and so did Jason Friday. Friday knocked to the turf quite a bit in the second half, and Stuart trying to make something happen. And another fumble, costly fumble, third turnover for JEB Stuart in this game right there.
Hard to win. Hard to overcome 3 turnovers.
Yeah, definitely. And then the big hits started happening in the secondary. That's Ferrafino. You'll see Hughes had another big hit. And Chris Ventura gets into the end zone. He had a pretty good game, had a pretty good season, over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, gets it close again.
And there's Marcus Hughes straight up the middle, direct snap, just gone right up the middle, not even touched. And Jason Friday trying to make something happen with the arm, and there's Marcus Hughes with the big hit. Stuart trying to make something happen, and we mentioned Jason Friday just getting knocked to the turf quite a bit. Marcus Hughes, that's almost a fumble, almost a loss, turning it into a first down.
I think that might have been one of his best plays all night.
Yeah, just a great job by Marcus Hughes. Great job by Falls Church. A very impressive victory to end the 2009 campaign for the Jags.
So the season's over for these two teams. Let's look ahead to the playoffs. We will bring you Northern Virginia playoff action here on Verizon Fios One Sports. And there's going to be some great matchups going ahead here into the playoffs.
Yeah, the last couple of playoff spots are kind of getting all worked out tonight. But just looking in Division 5, you have the regulars. You have Edison, which Falls Church beat this year. You have Hayfield moving from the Patriot District to the National District, giving Edison a run for their money. They played tonight. You have a team like Stonebridge from Ashburn that controls the Liberty District. Division 6, it's all about the Patriot District and Concord District, and the Patriot District with W.T. Woodson, Concord District with Robinson. Those are two of the best teams. And don't forget about the Westfield Bulldogs, who have come on strong in the latter part of this season. A lot of interesting storylines happening for the playoffs, and that's why I enjoy when they expanded to a 16-team playoffs, eight teams for each division, because you have a team like Falls Church who was in 10th, and mathematically in the last game of the year they're out of it, but they keep on playing strong, and they think next year, you think, if I'm Falls Church, if I'm the seniors that are coming back, I think I have a shot. We were 5-5. There's, a lot of 5-5 teams can make it. They just had not a very hard out of district schedule.
So the playoffs are the next thing on the schedule for the lucky teams that have advanced through the regular season. Again, congratulations to the Falls Church Jaguars. Big victory here tonight over the Stuart Raiders, and they hold on to the bell for the 50th time these two teams have contested it. So stay with Verizon Fios One Sports for playoff action through the next few weeks. I'm Matt Fetters along with Paul Frommelt and Monika Moore. On behalf of everybody at Verizon Fios One Sports, so long until next time.
You've been watching a special sports presentation of Verizon's Fios One Sports. Verizon's Fios One Sports, the leader in local sports coverage. Stay with Fios One for your local sports action. Fios One, the channel you will leave on.